This gentleman lost so many weight. He told me that he normally he goes to bath fountain. He has to stop 4 or 5 times. He went there effortlessly. And you know, he spoke about his sleeping. He's not sleeping. He's not snoring. He talks about the mental clarity. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. And he said to me the next week when he said while he was using the bowl, while he was passing his urine, he could hear the ching, ching, ching. He could hear the stones hitting the bowl. I really little dosage because this is why the sore ears. I said the persons you have to get the herb in a dosageable form.
My Jamaica family, how to do? Awesome, awesome. He's back by popular demand. The man himself, Dr. Ben Israel. You remember him from a previous video we did about herbs. He took us to school, taught us about how to identify herbs using our senses, you know, and that actually took off. And in fact, we got a lot of questions, persons asking about all kind of stuff. But I noticed a common thread though. Persons seems to be asking for the most part about herbs for common ailments. And so he's back today and he's gonna share with us medicinal herbs for common ailments. And here now is the man himself, Dr. Ben Herlock. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, thank you for having me. Well, it's nice to be here again.
Yes,
always
man.
A pleasure.
It's a blessing. It's a pleasure, man. And you've been touching lives, man. A lot of people have been talking about how what you have said and the learnings they have gotten, how it has helped them. But they want more now. They have questions.
Yeah. The response has been overwhelming. We've had so many emails, so I'm glad I get the opportunity because there's so many persons who have reached out to me. We haven't got a chance to respond to all of them, but I decided to use this platform to respond to some of those concerns, but yet still deal with those questions individually.
Awesome. All right, just before we start, guys, I'm gonna challenge you. We do a lot of these kind of videos talking about Jamaica. I call it the real Jamaica. We're doing a special series on medicinal herbs. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I invite you now to join us. Hit that subscribe button, tap the bell notification, and that way you'll see updated on all my latest videos. So jumping right in, Doc. The first question: what are some herbs for enlarged prostate?
All right, so enlarged prostate. We have to talk about herbs like guava bud. We have herbs like stinging nettle. We have herbs like the royal palm seed. So the seed of the royal palm, the seed is very effective because it's high in zinc. So those herbs are effective in terms of helping the prostate to go back to its normal size.
Is that the same one that usually we have, like ornamental stuff at home? That palm?
Yes, that royal palm, that really tall palm tree. Most persons are familiar with the saw palmetto, and because the royal palm and the saw palmetto are from the same family. Again, herbs from the same family tend to work very similarly. So it's not saw palmetto, but if I was to crush it and you smell it and taste it, you wouldn't know the difference between saw palmetto and the royal palm seed.
Okay, great. And then they say the guava bud. Is that as in guava, the guava that we know? When you say the bud, you mean like the...
Yes, the guava, the tip, the tip of the limb. So that part of the branch, basically up to the tip where all the hormones are concentrated. Guava leaf has been proven to be filled with flavonoids. It's a very powerful astringent. So once you take it, because once the prostate is enlarged, it is due to inflammation. Once an area is inflamed, then one of the things that's going to happen is that it is going to swell. It's going to be flooded with fluid. It's going to get enlarged. And so because of that, what the person astringent to reduce that swelling.
Awesome. Okay. And how do you take that quickly, Doc?
Definitely as a tea, but all herbs, you know, can be taken as teas, can be taken as capsules, you know, can be taken as, you know, tinctures. And these three forms that I just mentioned are forms in which the medicinal property of the plant is very bioavailable to the body.
Awesome.
But teas, very simple.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, great. Number one. Number two, herbs for cancer. That's a popular one. What are herbs for cancer?
All right, so some of the top picks that I have for cancer include herbs like guinea hen, the Jamaican ball mass, and of course, soursop. And there are many other herbs out there because there are many different types of cancers. Most people think that there's only one type of cancer, but there are different types of cancer. So based on how the cancer manifests itself, would determine the type of herb is needed. But guinea hen, one of the ways that it works, which is why it is good for especially tumors, is because cancers that are tumors, in order for them to grow, they need a continuous or I should say an increased continuous supply of blood. And so these herbs, especially guinea hen, it has properties in it that cuts off the supply of blood to the tumor by restricting the blood vessels, restricting the vessels that send blood to the tumor for it to grow. And so it's and since so many tumors are tumor based, it's one of those effective. But of course, there are many other types of cancers: cancer of the soft tissues, cancer of the bones. Ball mass also works similar to guinea in that respect. Guinea works as a herb that helps with circulation, and of course, graviola or soursop is very effective because it helps to kill cancer cells. I should also point out by saying that these three herbs that I've mentioned, in addition to how they work in terms of starving the tumors of blood, they also directly kill cancer cells. So these are three of my big picks. We have herbs like prickly ash, not prickly ash, sorry, cat's claw, that works well. We also have herbs like moringa. Moringa helps cancer, not so much by directly killing cancer cells, but how it works is that it is a nutritional herb. And so it increases the amount of nutrients that is available to the body, and it gives the body that extra boost, that extra ability to fight on its own. But as I said, depending on the type of cancer, there are many other herbs that could be mentioned as well.
You'll be happy to know, man, that guess what? I have soursop here. I have the soursop leaf.
Yeah.
And it's the soursop bark, so it would be like the stem, this leaf from it, or the skin of the bark.
The bark. Yeah. Because as it relates to the potency of herbs, you know, herb potency is based on different parts of the plant. So from the roots, the barks, the stems, the leaves, the flower. That's the gradient in terms of the potency level.
Okay. They start from the root.
Yes, start from the root all the way up to the blossom. Yes. So depending, and that is very important information because that is what determines how much of the herb you use in a formulation. So that's why I always say to persons that anything that can help you can always harm you. So all of what we're saying tonight is general information and should in no way at all be seen as advice for persons to go out there on their own use. We're giving general information. Everybody is different and everybody's situation is uniquely different. And that is the reason why we have sessions to listen to persons' needs and to better guide them based on their individual needs.
Awesome. I'm glad you mentioned that. There's actually a link, guys, in the description for further consultation with the doc himself and stuff like that. So you can check that out. But sorry, this is a guinea hen. I got a guinea hen plant as well.
Yes.
A nice fresh green one.
And a very good part of the guinea hen to use is the roots, not so much the leaves. The leaf has its benefits, but if you're going to talk about fighting cancer, what you really want is the root of that.
Awesome.
All right,
awesome.
Just lift it up again. Let me see if is there the root on that one.
Oh no, this one I didn't pull the root. I just cut it from a stem.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't pull the root from this one. All right.
Right.
But that's it. That's it. This is a nice fresh green one though. This nice fresh green one. All right. So that's just wanted to show off that. All right. Number 3. What are some herbs for diabetes?
All right. So we talk about diabetes now, and this is tricky because we have such a short time. It's very short time. So I'll just talk about some herbs. So we have herbs like neem. We have herbs which is contribo, and we have herbs like celery. So those are 3 of my top herbs. And you know, I can't help it. Sometimes I give too much information. But again, you know, in dealing with type 2 diabetes, herbs are raw material the body uses to do its work. And I must say, one of the reasons why the medical establishment, the Western medicine, is so discourages persons so much from taking herbs is because a lot of persons have bad lifestyle, they have bad habits, and they're looking for a herb that they can take to help them to continue to practice in the bad lifestyle that they have. So I just want to say that you will hear medical doctors say that sometimes herbs hide diseases, and to some extent that is true, because what the herb does is that it supplies to the body, in some instances, hormones, and in some instances, chemicals that the body is not producing. And so because it is providing that, and because it is the best natural alternative to what the body provides, what it does is that it creates normalcy. But of course, if you have to take any external supplement to maintain normalcy, there is no normalcy. And so these herbs that I just listed, they can help to burn up the sugar in your blood. And so it will ward off the symptoms of diabetes. But if it is that your body is not doing what it is supposed to do naturally, then you still are diabetic. And yes, to some extent, it could be considered that it is hiding your diabetes.
Ah, awesome. Awesome. I appreciate that. This is neem too, sir. I have neem here.
That is neem.
Yeah, this is the neem. This is a little bit dried now, but this is a bad boy here. All right.
Powerful herb. That herb has so many benefits. Talking about diabetes, but it has so many other benefits as well.
Oh my! Oh, we did a video on that. I'm with a lady, a friend of mine. We call it Neem Queen. Guys, there's a link in the description to that one. You need to see it. She went in. Yeah. I mean, she went all out talking about neem and its health benefits. All right, moving along because we're a little bit short for time, man. So that we just did diabetes. Other question that came in was, what herbs for erectile dysfunction?
All right, so 3 of my most recommended herbs are chainy root, sarsaparilla, and puran bark, because these are herbs that are what we call adaptogenic. Especially Ramon is an adaptogenic herb. What it does, it helps the body to adjust to stress. Sometimes when a person is having you know, erectile issues, it is because they're undergoing a number of stress. And so one of the ways that Ramon helps is that it helps the body to adjust to stress. Similarly, sarsaparilla. But what is strikingly so powerful about these herbs is that they're also tonics. They're not just adaptogenic. They're also tonics. So they help to give the body that vigor, that additional energy that it needs in order. And they're also laden with testosterone. So these herbs are my 3 high picks as it relates to boosting stamina, but for overall general function. If you're feeling weak and tired and you need some form of tonic, these are the 3 herbs that are my top picks.
Sarsaparilla, chainy root, and Ramon. Good. Number 5. And guys are going to 10. So we're going to move quickly, guys. Going to 10 and then 10 questions that we bucket. So that's number 4 or number 5. Herbs for stomach acidity. What do you have, Doc? What do you suggest?
West Indian elm, which is also called slippery elm. Here in Jamaica, it's called what do they call it again? Basida tree. So the inner bark is very good for the stomach. There is matico, which is a herb that we use a lot. Some persons call it white gianta because it's anti-inflammatory. So the West Indian elm is what is called a mucilaginous herb. It helps to coat the walls of the stomach and it helps to alkaline the stomach so it gets rid of the acidity. Matico helps with alkalinity. And there's also tuna. Most herbs and most plants that are mucilaginous will help with stomach acidity. So okra, you know, and the list goes on and on.
Oh, so these would be not like tea, these would be more like water, like drink water.
Yeah, most of these that I'm talking about, a very simple way of consuming them is consuming them in the form of a tea.
Okay, good. So still make tea with them. Okay, all right. Number 6. What are some herbs for kidney disease? It's a big one.
Again, that's so broad, but some of the herbs that help to strengthen the urinary tract system and the kidney are herbs like pendula, herbs like corn silk, and herbs like chanca piedra or caribou seed or seed pamba. These are herbs that help to strengthen the urinary tract system. A lot of these herbs are really diuretics, so they help the bladder to empty itself. And a lot of them are also anti-inflammatory, so they get rid of, chanca piedra is one of them though that, too powerful. As simple as you see it is the chanca piedra and this corn silk. Guys, when you go in the market and you see them trashing the corn, don't pass them by. Corn silk, very quickly, I shared it with one of my clients in Kingston, and he went up to Papi and got some, and because he was referred to me by his medical doctor, and this is a medical doctor who has been practicing for over 70 years, and his medical doctor, because his medical doctor referred him to me. So when he went back to his medical doctor asked him what he got. And one of the herbs I recommended to him was a corn silk. So he told his medical doctor about it. And his medical doctor did not tell him, though, at the time, that he himself had a prostate issue because he's way advanced in his age. So the next time he went to visit him, he was getting a testimonial from his medical doctor that the corn silk had helped him so much because he was having burning during urination. And it just underscores the fact that there are so many medical doctors who believe in natural medicine, because remember, this is what their grandparents would have exposed them to. This is what they would have grew up on. It's just that there's no system and structure for them to study it in a way that it makes sense. And so a lot of them, even though they personally lean to natural medicine, professionally they use what they have been taught. But a lot of them want to be enlightened. They want to have that knowledge so that to some extent they can have that duality in terms of knowledge to give their patients a natural alternative.
Yeah. So the corn silk, as you say, all of these would pretty much be same tea format for the most part.
Yeah, some people call it corn here. Corn here is the same corn silk. That here that goes on the bottom of the corn.
Yeah, you make tea with it and drink it. That's pretty much that.
Yeah, and yeah.
What is the remind me of the chanca piedra?
Very powerful.
Chanca piedra. What is that again?
The chanca piedra is what we call seed pambak or carimi seed or chamba bitter. Chamba bitter. That's a herb with the seeds under the leaf of it.
Seed under the leaf. They call
very effective. Yes, very effective for kidney stones. For persons who have kidney stones, that's one of the very effective herb. I was in St. Thomas, one of my clients, a businessman in St. Thomas, a Chinaman, and he was telling me about some kidney stone issues that we were having. He was just introduced to me. I was actually looking somewhere from him to do some business, and he was telling me about his kidney problem, and I said, no, man, I could help you with that. I got him some tincture that we make using that particular ingredient. And he said to me the next week when he said while he was using the bowl, while he was passing his urine, he could hear the ching, ching, ching. He could hear the stones hitting the bowl. Yeah, as he was passing his urine. Because one of the things that chanca piedra does is that it's one of my favorite herbs, because there's a number of them, but it's one of my favorite because what it does is that it has a duality in action. It expands the urethra to assist the stones to pass, and number two, it shatters the stones. So it breaks them into small pieces, and it helps to expand the urethra to help the stones to pass out. So that duality in terms of action makes it a very effective choice as it relates to persons having any form of kidney stones.
All right, guys, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause now because this is prize information you're getting right now from the doctor himself. We are going to number 10 because we bucket the questions because there was a certain straight along along all questions. So we bucket them. We're going to 10. We're at number 6, I think. I'm pausing now and ask you now to like this video right now because it's tremendous value you're getting. All right, do that now. There's a link in the description. He does provide consultations, and he actually has a couple of courses and so on for further information. But there's a couple links in the description. You need to check it out. We're going to talk more about that a little later, right? But I don't want you to miss the opportunity, just in case you just run into the video or something like that. And by the way, these 10 questions are also in the description. If you want to just jump to that particular issue that you have, just go to the description as well and you'll find that. All right? I thought I'd plug that in, Doc. All right, number 7. What are herbs for detoxifying the body?
That's one of the most of the persons who call us. That's the number. That should have been number 1. That's the number 1 question that they ask us. There's a number of detoxification. There's detoxifying the kidney, the blood, the liver, the skin, so many areas of the body. But in terms of doing a general detoxification, we know that the gastrointestinal tract is one of the main systems that persons will be talking about. So of course, STOMACH is high on that because it is a laxative. We have pavana, which is also a laxative, and we also have rice bitters, which helps to purify the blood. Anytime you're doing any form of detoxification, it should always seek to address, preferably, the colon, the liver, and the blood. Because once you cleanse those systems, then you are basically optimizing the body to carry out most of its function normally. So my choice of herbs is based on the fact that those are some of the organs, systems that will benefit from them. So again, Senapage, which is a laxative, Pavana, which is a laxative, and also rice bitters because it cleanses the blood and helps to cleanse the liver as well.
And again, you take these as like teas.
Yes, in teas. And the standard dosage is one teaspoon of herb, or 1 tablespoon of herb, sorry, to 1 cup boiling water. So that's the standard dosage. There are variations to that based on the age of the person and based on the weight of the person. So there are times when the dosage is given based on the weight of the person, because even though a person may be an if they are overweight or their weight is beyond a certain amount, then that has to be factored in terms of dosage. But the standard dosage is 1 tablespoon to 1 cup boiling water.
All right, excellent. So this is now just for detox or general medication?
Yeah, this is general information. None of this is designed for the persons need to understand that you can't use a one-cap fit approach to everybody. So what we're giving is general information, not necessarily information that you should go out there and use, because your reality and your conditions may be very different. And so that is the reason why you have to take herbs under the supervision of a experienced healthcare provider, a trained healthcare provider.
All right. Here's a big one, sir. Number 8. What are herbs for uterine fibroid?
All right. So that's one of my pet peeves. So, herbs like renta yam, the renta yam head is very high in the renta yam. The yam head is high in what we call progesterone. So what we typically do is that we get the yam, dice it up, put it in the sun for it to dry, and then we beat it into a powder. And what you get is a progesterone powder. And progesterone is a hormone that helps to counteract the effects of estrogen, which is the main culprit behind fibroids, which is estrogen dominance. Then there is the OTT apple, and there are red raspberry. There are other forms of astringent. So we're going to need the assistance of a herb that is high in progesterone, which most yams are, and we're going to need a herb that is high in an estrogen, because what we want is something that can squeeze and contract the tissues of the tumor to get the blood out. There is also herbs like red raspberry that does a very good work. And there's, you know, any type of herb that is an astringent based herb will do the job.
That's because that's a big one, you know, man. That fibroid issue. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. I got the feeling that we might have to dig into them a little deeper, Doc. But let's go. Number 9. Herbs for menopause.
All right, menopause. The herbs that I would recommend is woman piava, wild basil, and of course soursop leaf. Because soursop leaf is a relaxant, it helps to relax. A lot of persons who have you know, that condition have problems sleeping, they have hot flashes. The wild basil does an excellent job of dealing with that, and the mood swings as well. So those are my 3 top herbs: wild basil, woman piama, and soursop leaf. I think it's dosage, because this is why the sore ears. I said the persons, you have to get the herb in a dosageable form, and that is one of the reasons why we recommend drying the herb. And after you're drying it, put it into some form of blender and then blending it dry, blending it to a powder, so you can now use your spoon to measure it, because you know you have now made it into what is called a dosageable form.
Okay. All right, great. And the big one, final one that we have here. I mean, guys, this we had so many other questions, but we had to just kind of narrow it down for this video. We might have to do something else. Let us know in the comments if you want us to dig into this anymore. But it is kind of very high level. We want to just kind of answer all the questions that you had. And so we pulled back the doc himself to do this for us. But again, we might just, Doc, put your notice, we might have to get back to dig into them a little bit. But number 10, the big one, herbs for hypertension.
Yeah, and hypertension is so common, but herbs like ackee leaf, herbs like breadfruit leaf, herbs like fever grass, these are herbs that, because a lot of times people have hypertension, a lot of times is because of the balance, the delicate balance between potassium, sodium, and magnesium. And so a lot of times there's so much sodium in the body that you know, persons develop diabetes. But these are 3 herbs: ackee leaf, breadfruit leaf, and of course fever grass. 3 effective herbs that can help. And then of course is the good old garlic. But these are 3 top herbs that can help to arrest and bring into some amount of control a hypertensive situation, a hypertension situation.
Awesome. I think that's it, sir. You've covered it. All the questions that you had. If you have questions still, guys, come on. You can still push it in the comments. We'll get back to it. Doc, I have a little, I don't know if you pick it up, but I'm a little bit nasal. This is personal now. So what would you suggest that I do now?
Well, I would say avoid cold foods. Avoid cold substances, because many people look at natural medicine. Yeah, a lot of persons look at natural medicine from the perspective of curing, or from a primary perspective of curing. But natural medicine's intention is for prevention, and so what the first you want to do is prevent. But of course, if you're having any type of cold or mucus, then what you want to do is to get to get some form of fire or heat in the body. So cayenne pepper does an excellent job. You notice if you eat cayenne pepper or ginger or garlic or onion, any of these pungent herbs, then your eyes begin to water and your nose begin to run, and whatever stuffiness was there is gone. So cayenne pepper, ginger, and onion are 3 of the, are even radish are 3. Our mustard, are some herbs that are very good and very effective in terms of getting mucus out of the body. And then there is, of course, herbs of the mint family. Most of the herbs in the mint family works very well in terms of moving mucus out. So herbs like John Charles are very effective for that purpose.
John Charles. Oh, I haven't heard about that one in a while. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate that. You have a course. You have some course running. You have some consultations going. Tell us a little bit about some of that and how persons can benefit from that. running
All right, so
right
what
now?
we have done is we believe that it is time for Jamaica and the Caribbean to showcase its form of traditional medicine. We have rebranded it Indigenous Caribbean Medicine. And so I believe I take pride in joining the other indigenous medicines out there, traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, which have become so well known and respected on the global scene. It is time for the Caribbean and Jamaica to now showcase its brand of medicine. And we have seen the work of practitioners on the Caribbean. So many persons have come to love Dr. Sebi. But what has happened is that we have not done enough as a people to document and to structure that knowledge in such a way where persons can access it, and we can now protect and provide a system of continuation for that body of knowledge for generations to come. So we have created the first Indigenous Caribbean medicine clinical herbalist program. And so it is geared towards training practitioners, exposing practitioners to a structured system of studying and learning Jamaican and Caribbean herbs. It is self-paced, so it doesn't matter what a person's schedule is. It is 100% online, and it is very affordable because it has been packaged in what I call modules, so that persons can go through it at a pace and at a time that is convenient and affordable to them. We have also created a marketplace for the delivery of that medicine. And there's so much more to cover, of course, persons will hear about it. In addition to the course, we also offer consultation services. We have multiple consultations. All persons need to do is to visit our website, and there it is on the screen. So the first set of products are the courses that we offer. And as you scroll down, then you can choose the different consultation services that we offer, as well as the different retreats. Yesterday, I was in St. Thomas, and a gentleman came to me just to share with me and his wife how much he's doing. Because of what I do, I have to be careful in how I talk. But there's somebody that's very close to me. He's a member of my staff, a recent member of my staff. And, we put him and his wife through it. They had problems conceiving for the 3-4 years of their marriage. She's now pregnant. My eyes was full of tears when I thought about the fact that so many, especially persons who are abroad, so many persons I had to turn away so many persons, and I didn't know how to share with so many persons who are abroad, how we could help them. They hear about the work that we are doing, but I give thanks to the Most High. We have now been able to create, we have now been able to modify a version of what we do, so that persons who are in the virtual world, persons who are wherever they are in the world, can now access that. This gentleman lost so many weight. He told me that normally he goes to bath fountain. He has to stop 4 or 5 times. He went there effortlessly. And he spoke about his sleeping. He's not sleeping. He's not snoring. He talks about the mental clarity. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on about the effects of what I call this intracellular cleanse that we're offering. And every day I want to do a video to talk about it. I don't get the chance, but every day somebody who goes through the program call me. I'm almost teary. My eyes are almost teary, because a lot of the persons who really need it are not in Jamaica, Wesley. They are not in Jamaica. And some of them can't come because of work. Some of them can't come because of the finances. And I am so excited. I no longer have to tell somebody who is sick that, listen, I can't help you. I can't work with you. I'm thankful, because this tool now enables me to do so much more and to reach so many persons. I'm super excited. Any opportunity that I get to teach somebody to take care of themselves, I'm far more excited about that than doing it for them.
Man, could not be more passionate than that, and I appreciate it, man. And on behalf of all the viewers, I'm gonna say I really appreciate you coming and sharing that knowledge, and with the passion, and the love. You want to be able to get all the information out there, so people can be healthier. You know what I mean? Feel better in themselves. We definitely salute you for that, guys. All the information that Doc is talking about, is a link right here in the description of the video. Make sure you jump right now and check it out. They have some consultations there. Have some all the courses and stuff right there. Jump on there and get started. Get back to health the natural way. Thank you so much, Doc. Appreciate it. We will talk again soon. Guys, give him a thumbs up as he comes off. Dr. Ben Israel, esteemed herbalist, perhaps the top herbalist here in Jamaica. What do you make of him? What do you make of him? Man, I'd love to hear from you. Talk to me in the comments. And if you missed the first video that we did with him, it's not too late. There's also a link below, so you can jump in and take a look at that video as well, to learn more about him and what he does and all that kind of stuff. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, again, I remind you to subscribe. We do a lot of this stuff, showcasing Jamaica and highlighting people like him. We don't want you to miss any of that. See you in the next one.